Hey guys, this week we are going to be talking about nonfiction text structure. This is the way that our nonfiction text is set up to read. So we're going to understand the different types of text structure. We're going to look at a PowerPoint during our live today, but I made a video for the sequencing one. Sequence is the one that we're going to work on today. There's also a vocabulary video for you to watch on this assignment. So the first one we're looking at is the sequence text structure. Events or steps in order. So your objective for today is to find the important information in a sequence text. So in a sequence text, nonfiction, the author lists steps or events in the order they happen. So step 1, step 2, step 3. You should look for instructions, steps, events in order, beginning, middle, and end. Remember, we're talking about this in nonfiction text. You will know that you understand when you can make a movie in your head of the event and you can follow the steps yourself. All right, so we are going to look at an example of sequence nonfiction text. Here are some signal words that you will see in sequence. First, second, third, finally, to start, next, before, in the beginning, then, and after. Okay, so if you notice, these signal words or these transition words are words that you will see that you use in your writing also. When you're writing, even writing a narrative, because in a narrative writing, you are telling a story in order. So in nonfiction, you will see these words in a sequence because it's telling you how to do things in order. All right, so let's look at this little paragraph and see if we can find any of these sequence words. When you get a cut, your blood clots and forms a scab. Next, new cells grow under the scab. Finally, the scab falls off. So see, that was a sequence to why you get a scab when you get a cut, of how that happens. All right, so we're going to organize these to go in order. All right, let's go back and look. Let's see, when you get a cut, the blood clot forms a scab. So our first one that we're going to move goes for the first step. A scab is formed. Then new cells grow under the scab. And then the scab falls off. It did not say anything about getting stitches in this one, so that would be one that we don't use. So the first step, a scab forms. Second step, a new cell grows under the scab. Third step, the scab falls off. All right, let's look at another example. Let's look for our signal words. The Titanic, a giant passenger ship, scraped against an iceberg, and the ship's compartments began to fill with water. Then the front of the ship went underwater. After a few hours, the whole ship sank. So we have then and we have after. All right. So we're going to type in what we learned about the Titanic in sequence here. All right, so it scraped against an iceberg and the ship's compartments began to fill with water. That's going to be the first thing. All right, and then our next one, the front of the ship went underwater. And then our last one, the whole ship sank. So we put that paragraph in sequential order: first, second, third. So, sequence text structure are events or steps given in order. You're going to look for what happens first, in the middle, and at the end. And you're going to try to make a movie in your mind about what is happening. We're going to look at the other four types of text structure this week. We have problem and solution, we have cause and effect, we have compare and contrast, and we have description. So remember, with sequence, you're going to see the first, next, then last, before. So that is the first one that we are looking at this week. You have an assignment to go along with this to complete next, and let me know if you guys have any questions for me.